If you click this video, you already know how important a great hook is to going viral on YouTube. But the big question is, how do you actually create one? You know, if you ask most people, they'll tell you to ask an interesting question, share a shocking statistic, or confirm your title and thumbnail. But after generating over 7.5 million views for educational channels, which I can tell you is not that easy, I barely ever use these generic templates to write my hooks. Now, can these work? Of course they can. Are they great to get started? Yes. But if you want to become the Don Juan creator in your niche, I can tell you right now that there's a far more effective and simple framework that you can use to write viral hooks. It's a universal framework that once you understand how it works, you're going to be able to apply it to any YouTube video or social media content for that matter to help increase the performance of your content. In fact, I've not only used it to generate millions of views for my clients on YouTube, but I've also used it to help clients grow their social media followings by tens of thousands of followers and also help them generate hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars writing ads, emails, landing pages back when I was a copywriter. So trust me when I say this framework absolutely crushes. Now, just before we break everything down, I want to start by explaining the big thing that I believe is stopping most creators from writing viral hooks. So I'm of the opinion that most creators' hooks suck because they don't actually understand the psychology behind what makes a great hook. They don't understand how to recreate that feeling of like, I've got to watch this video or I must know the answer to this question. And I think the big reason why is they don't actually understand there's a science behind creating that feeling. Like it's actually possible to duplicate that feeling multiple times when you understand the psychology behind how to actually do it. But the framework I'm about to share with you is going to demystify a little bit of this science by giving you the two parts that actually make up a great hook and generate that feeling of, I have to watch this video. So now let's actually break down how it works. Basically, it's the combination of these two steps that is behind 99% of all great hooks. And it's because they're the foundation to creating that feeling of like, I've got to watch this video. And when you understand how they work together, you're going to be able to write viral hooks for, like I said, YouTube videos, emails, basically any content online. So basically now what we're going to do is we're going to break each of these down individually. We're going to take a look at a few different examples from the wild, and then I'm also going to give you a bunch of frameworks that you can just plug and play. You just got to fill in the blanks basically towards the end of this video. So let's start with the burning problem and take a look at a viral example from a guy named Rian Doris, so you can see exactly what it looks like to call out a problem, and then we'll talk about how you can apply it to your own video.
Have you ever struggled to complete a task that should have taken 90 minutes, yet after 8 hours of slaving away, you still haven't finished the thing?
So like I said, this is Rian Doris. So he makes videos about productivity and how to get into flow state. And this first part of his hook is a perfect example of calling out a burning problem that the audience is experiencing. So this is clearly a massive problem that resonated with his audience because the video has 1.7 million views. But then the question is why is calling out a problem so effective at grabbing attention, and how can you find these burning pain points and apply them to your own hooks? Well, basically it's because the brain is wired to pay attention to pain points that we're experiencing. So for example, imagine you're this guy, right, from The Simpsons, can't remember, comic book guy. How can I forget? Right, so imagine you're him, right? You're this fat guy and you want to lose your gut, and it's been something that's been on your mind for, you know, weeks now, and you're always thinking about it throughout the day. And then you're scrolling social media and you hear, you know, one of your friends say, here's how I lost 2 kilos of fat around my stomach in 3 weeks, right? This would immediately grab your attention because it's a relatable problem that you're experiencing. And basically this process works with any pain point. It doesn't matter whether it's, you know, some sort of health struggle like around losing weight, or it's like how to find a girlfriend, you know, basically any pain point that you're experiencing and it's top of mind. If someone's calling it out, you know, generally you're going to pay attention. So hopefully this demonstrates the power of, you know, calling out a burning pain point. But one thing I really want to stress is the problem has to be relatable. It's got to be something that's top of mind for your audience that they're thinking about every day. Otherwise, you know, it's just not going to grab attention and your hook's not going to work, because anyone can follow a framework framework like this and call out a problem, but the difference between a beginner writer and someone who's an expert is they understand that it's super important to make sure that that problem is relatable. So now let's talk about how to actually find these burning pain points. Basically, to find burning pain points that are top of mind and relatable to your audience, it all comes down to research. So basically, you want to start to build an audience avatar worksheet where you're continually studying who your audience is, what problems they're experiencing, and what solutions they desire. So this is really the first step to creating a great hook, because the more you know about your audience, the more likely you are to call out pains and desires that your audience is truly experiencing. Now, I'm not going to go through a full tutorial on how to create an audience avatar document in this video, but what I recommend doing is go and watch my free YouTube script course on YouTube if you haven't already. I basically break down how to generate a AI robot that's going to answer any audience questions that you have, that then you can then turn into an audience avatar research document. Okay, so now that we've grabbed their attention by calling out a burning problem that your audience is experiencing, now it's time to get into the second part of the framework, which is teasing a solution. Now, if you've already studied how to write great hooks before, this might not be revolutionary news, teasing a solution, but it's about to be, because you don't want to just tease any type of solution. So your solution needs to be new and unique. Otherwise, the brain detects that it's heard the solution before. Maybe the person's tried the solution, it hasn't worked, and they're going to click off, and then your attention is going to tank. For example, we go back to the guy trying to lose fat around his stomach, right? Let's say that he'd had this problem for about 12 months and he's already tried carnivore, keto, he's tried fasting, everything like that. And he's, on Facebook, sees the same post from his friend, and his friend's saying, hey, I lost 2 kilos of fat using the keto diet. He's now much less likely to respond because it's something that he's already tried and failed with. Whereas if his friend said, I tried the Rock's 3-step fat loss program, that same guy's interest is now super peaked because it's a completely new solution that he hasn't tried. So again, the solution that you're teasing in your hook has to be new and unique. Otherwise, your audience is going to go, yep, we've already heard this before. They're going to click off, and then they're not going to watch the rest of your video. So when you're researching your solution, there's actually 2 steps that you can take to make your solution sound new and unique. So number 1 is you actually find or develop a unique solution. So, for example, like I said, this could be something like, the Rock's 2-step fat burning routine, and then the second step is you want to give it a cool name.
Well, there's a neuroscientific explanation for why this happens, and a simple way to solve it. Behind the world's most successful people stand the 4 pillars of flow, which allows anyone to become effortlessly productive.
Let's jump back to Rian Doris's video, and I'll show you exactly how this looks in action. So in this second part of his hook, Rian is basically teasing a new solution by saying, hey, here's a neuroscientific explanation for why this happens, which is just a fancy way of saying, hey, this solution is new, by the way. Another quick tip around teasing solutions is if you make them sound actionable, they increase desire much more, because they give a clear kind of roadmap of how the audience can achieve the desired outcome that you're teasing. So, for example, in this hook, Rian calls it the 4 pillars of productivity. So this adds a whole new layer of curiosity compared to if he simply had said something like, I have a solution that's going to make you more productive, because by giving it a cool name and saying, hey, this is the 4 pillars, it's making it sound new and unique, but also actionable, which then piques desire. So by calling out a burning pain point and teasing a unique solution, this is what I like to call the science behind writing a great hook. If you thought this was valuable, then trust me, this is just the tip of the iceberg. In fact, I've recently developed a powerful new framework that uses the basics of the science behind a great hook, but goes so much deeper. So if you're interested in learning more about this hook framework, then I'll leave a link in the description. Anyways, back to the video. Okay, so now that you understand the psychology behind this 2-step framework, now let's run through some cookie cutter frameworks that you can use to easily get started. Alrighty, so here is 3 fill in the blank templates that you can use to get started writing your viral hooks. I understand that, everything that we've kind of covered, some people may not be able to just immediately go and write viral hooks from it. So I thought I'd just give you some templates that you can follow to get started. So basically this hook right here is something that I've recently wrote for a client that's generated 268 views, which is a 6.8x outlier for their channel. So let's run through it and then I'll give you a templated version that you can apply to your own video. So I'm just going to read it and then we can break it down, and then I'll just go through the template for you. If you're struggling to get more than 100 views on your video and you feel like the algorithm is ignoring your channel, then I have some exciting news. I've just discovered 2 small channels that used a secret hack to beat the YouTube algorithm and get hundreds of thousands of views on their first few videos. In fact, the more I dug into this strategy, the more channels I found using it to get crazy amount of views. For example, I found Jenny Horace used this exact strategy to go from 0 to averaging 60 million views per YouTube short. And I'm convinced that once you understand how it works, you'll not only get more views, but you'll get monetized much faster than the average channel. So basically, as you can see here, I've highlighted here in red, this is where I'm calling out a burning problem. I'm saying, hey, if you're struggling to get more than 100 views and you feel like the algorithm is ignoring your channel, this is a intro that I've noticed that this has worked for this channel before. So I kind of just changed the words around a little bit, but I knew that this particular pain point was something that's relatable and top of mind for this particular audience. And then basically, in green, I'm just teasing a unique solution. So I've said, hey, I've discovered 2 small channels that used a secret hack to beat the YouTube algorithm and get hundreds of thousands of views. So this is teasing the solution. Then I'm giving more proof. I'm saying, hey, it's not just these 2 channels. I actually found someone that you already know. Chances are this audience already knows who Jenny Horace is. They respect her, so just adds more credibility. And then I've said, hey, once you understand how it works, you'll get more views and monetize much faster. So basically, here's the fill in the blank template version that you can test on some of your videos. So all you have to do is, if you're struggling to insert pain point 1 and it feels like insert pain point 2, then I have some exciting news. I've just discovered a unique solution. Hopefully by now you understand how to come up with your own unique solution. And like I said, make sure it's unique. It's helping me and others to achieve desired outcome in just a short time frame. So yeah, basically pretty simple. I'm going to leave a link to these templates plus a few more that you're going to have access to. So I'm going to leave that linked in the description. All right, so the next one is a hook from Iman Gadzi. Basically, I'm not going to go through this, but in the description where, like I said, I've linked a bunch of these examples with the templates. I just thought I'd link the video here so you can actually see it live in action, and then also give you, the actual hook from the video. So again, let's just read through the hook and then we'll go through the template. So, ladies and gentlemen, everyone is curious about how to achieve a monthly income of $10,000, especially as a student. However, the issue is there's a lot of BS out there. There's a lot of misinformation and there's a lot of people making it seem a lot easier than it actually is. Okay, so basically in this line here, Iman is calling out the desired outcome, which is, a monthly income of $10,000. He also knows that his target audience are students. So this is something that, gets their attention because that's what they want. Then he inserts the problem here, or calls out the problem. He's saying, hey, but the big problem is there's a lot of BS out there. There's a lot of misinformation, and there's a lot of people making it seem a lot easier than it actually is. And then here, this is where he teases the solution. So in today's video, I'm going to break down the 3 core components you need to concentrate on to reach that $10,000 a month milestone as a student. So, you can see here calling out the problem, or teasing the desired outcome, achieve income of $10,000 a month, calling out the problem, and then he's going through and teasing the solution. So now let's run through just the templated version. So basically, all you need to do is say something like, everyone wants to know how to achieve, desired outcome. Find out what your audience wants to achieve around the video that you're making, and then you can just tease it, especially as, and then just insert your target audience. But the big issue is that you want to insert a problem here. This is like, in this example, Iman said, hey, but unfortunately there's a lot of misinformation out there. Then we're inserting the problem. We say, hey, but the issue is that insert unique problem. Most people think desired outcome and easy, when in reality it's much more difficult than it seems. We're kind of, like I said, calling out the burning pain point here, and then we're saying That's why in today's video, I'm going to reveal the unique solution I have that you need to implement to reach your desired outcome as target audience. So pretty simple, pretty straightforward. All right, then finally we have, this is a really great hook. I don't know if you haven't seen this channel, go check them out. Whoever's writing the scripts for this, or it's probably the guy that's created the videos, but yeah, really great script writer. And he's got a great hook from this video. So again, let's just read through it and then I'll take you through the framework that you can apply to your own video. So you want to become smart, and in most of the world, you're told that it takes 12 years of school, plus 4 years of college, and plus 6 years of graduate school to become smart. But what you actually become is homeless. That's not even a joke. But on the bright side, when you make a Reddit post about how you can't get a job, you do it in perfect English. If you haven't guessed by the title, becoming smart is actually very easy, even if you think your genetics make you dumb. So I really like this hook. Maybe that sounded a bit complicated. Go and watch the video. Yeah, it's a great hook. So then to turn it into a framework that you can apply directly to your video, here's what it's going to look like. So, you know, you can say something like, so you want to become the dream outcome of your audience. And what most authority or most people will tell you is insert common advice 1, insert common advice 2, and insert common. So let's say, you know, so you want to make $10,000 a month. And what most people will tell you is start a dropshipping business, start crypto trading, start a social media marketing agency. So that's an example of, you know, how to write that part. But all that actually does is insert major failure. The truth is becoming dream outcome is actually very easy. Even if, you know, this is just an objection, even if you have no time and no money or something like that. So in today's video, I'm going to reveal the insert unique solution to help you achieve your dream outcome without objection. Typo there, sorry about that. Now these cookie cutter frameworks and everything else I've covered in this video are great to get started writing viral hooks. But if you want to become a hook writing master, then I highly suggest that you check out my secret hook writing course, because I go so much deeper into the science behind writing great hooks and break it down into 4 simple steps that you can apply to any video. If you're interested in learning more about that, then I'll leave a link in the description.